Hey Hammerheads, welcome back to Grunt Build, and today we're going to be continuing on the extending of the garage doors. So far I've got one garage door done, and I'm going to show you the rest of how to put up the rails and everything, kind of where we started off in the last episode. We're going to get started, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Each one of these rails has like an identification marker on it. You got to look for the left or the right. There's the L right there. Okay, so we have our directions out, and from this next step, after you've put up all the panels and everything and secured them in place and done all the wheels, it says starting installing a track, the things we just laid on the left and the right. And they're riveted, and they say they can be adjusted out or screwed out, the rivets, if they need to be adjusted. But on the other door that I did the other day, it worked just great. This is the hardware for the door. It says bag 3 left and right jam bracket kit, and then the other stuff out in the side. So this is all we really need for right now. So if you were watching last time, you noticed that it said bend over like a 4-inch, like 8-penny nail over on the sides. I didn't want to do that because the aluminum on here, even though it's durable, strong, long lasting, it is susceptible to small little dings and dents. So I didn't want to use like a nail and bend it over into the frame. I actually just ended up screwing these pieces of like 1x material into the side jamb here, and that seemed to work pretty well. And the only issue I had with it is that now, since I'm going to be putting on the track and trying to figure out where it's going to go, if you're installing to a new door, you might already have existing holes that are actually going to line up pretty well with it. On the other one, I had to end up drilling some new ones just because the new kit doesn't really allow for the new track to line up with the existing hole. You can see like the wood is getting kind of in the way, and that's not going to fly. So we've got to kind of take this out at the same time maneuvering it so that the door doesn't completely go. Cool. Okay, so I've got all of my boards there off of the board. The door is almost loose. I'm getting ready to do the last one. I'm actually going to be hanging by the door just so it doesn't do anything swanky, like fall over or fall off. And so what I found is that this little track, it actually doesn't like lock the wheels in there. It's just a guide track. All it does is keep everything from falling out. So when you put it on, if you turn it this way, grab each one of the wheels in line without knocking them off. The entire point of this video is to see whether or not we have to hire a professional. But no, we can do it. We can do it. And now I've got all my wheels in there, and I've got the bracket lined up. Some of the holes are matching up, some aren't. What the instructions say is most vital and most important is that if you see between the wheel, this edge of the hinge, and this edge of the hinge, you actually have to have a 1/2 inch from the door to the hinges, or else the door will bind up. So if you have an inch, you have to be a 1/2 inch away. You can't go more than that inch. So we're in that last 1/2 inch. Make sense? Okay. I'll take your silence as yes. I really like this. Is that I'm actually getting my 1/2 inch with the old holes with what's available. So I'm actually just going to screw this back in the other hole. I've got my track up there. Seems like it's all within, like, and I'm eyeballing it, but you can take a tape measure to it, and we're going to move on to the next one. We're going to be laying in that track right there to go into the slotted angle iron that's going to stretch over across here. This Clopay system, they have these cool little screws that have these notches on them. They're actually going to pull through there when I tighten this up. Most importantly though is this track, and I do love these like little lock. This already has this like groove pattern on the washer so you can put it up and together. That's cool. So So it'll suck these in and then it'll lock down and it'll almost be like it grew there. Okay, so now it's time to make sure that this top panel, if you can see this, like the hinges that you put on the very top, you'll see that they actually force the door to be up against the jamb when they finally close. The instructions say the wheels should be kind of tight up against the rail right here, but this door needs to just offset just a little bit. Not that, okay, so I'm just gonna tie that one down before I lose it. Uh-oh. My nuts. Aha. There's an underneath. In a whirl. I took all the parts out that we need for the spring system. That's exactly what we're going to be doing next. Lock this clip in with here, and what this does is this goes on this spring, like right here, and then this gets tightened into there with this, like so. Nut goes on it. Okay, so it goes like that. I'm actually not going to use these. If you don't have the ones up there already for the springs, you just kind of like add one to this side, stick it through the hole in that angle iron, and then tighten this one onto its side so it doesn't move back and forth. So they sit flat, they sit flush with the steel, and then we're gonna run these cables up to the desired position. Now we're gonna take our sheave over here. This hole, the second hole here, probably the best one. So those are up. Now we get to run over to dragging the cable in here. And so it's just this cable right here. You see in here, like this is where this needs to go. And on the other one, it did not fit that easy, but that's where it hooks to. It actually goes this way. This is what I'm talking about, that whippy whippy action. That goes around here. This goes into here. Okay, and you can step off your ladder. And what you'll need next, try not to make it too far away, is the S hook and the bracket. So this comes through like so. And we have liftoff. What you do is this adjustment plate comes here. Let's see, goes down like that. Okay, S hook out of your hand. I would suggest doing it like that, like that. That way it sits in there a little bit more secure. And then this cable goes through the bottom one around the plate, because when this wire gets bent, it's hella difficult to get it undone. Hook this on the first hook, and that's it. We're gonna drop that down. I'm actually basing the length of my string off of this one that I already did. Moment of truth, we are unlocking this. Oh man, I think we might be good on the first go. wrapped up for the day. I hope you guys found this useful and helpful in your endeavors. Obviously, with each project here at Grunt Build, we try to decide whether or not that this is something that we can do ourselves or if we should hire a professional. And I think that this is a relatively simple project. Stick to the directions that come with your garage door. You know, don't deviate from them. And I think you'll do fine. I think it's well within your power with, you know, a certain amount of tools and a certain amount of ability that you can pull this off in a weekend. And then in the end, if you bought the doors and you got to a certain point and it's stuck for some reason, a professional who's been doing it for 20 years is going to be able to come out and within 30 seconds look at the problem and say, yeah, this is it. And they're probably going to charge you less than what you would normally pay for the entire installation. If you guys like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. Also, please leave me your comments, whether you know, you found this project to be too complicated. If you are a garage professional or carpenter or anybody who has savvy mechanic skills, if you saw something that I did that you would like to comment on, please do. I'm always looking for rooms for improvement. But otherwise, Matt Hammerheads, please have a great day. We'll see you later.